This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only.
President Bush and Prime Minister Olmert pledged their support for Mahmoud Abbas. How will the Palestinians react to this? Will President Abbas now join the ranks of Karzai, Maliki and Seniora? All this and more on Link TV's Mosaic Intelligence Report.
In the wake of the Fatah collapse in Gaza, the US has now asked Israel to loosen its grip on the West Bank in order to give Abbas a boost. In a press conference at the White House, both Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Olmert and President George Bush pledged their support for Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. But in the Arab world, this sponsorship was seen as the final kiss of death to the credibility of Abbas among his own people.
He is the president of all the Palestinians. He has spoken out for moderation. He is a voice that is a reasonable voice amongst the extremists in your neighborhood.
We who live in the Middle East perhaps are somewhat less surprised, but not less outraged by these events. And I entirely share with you, Mr. President, the vision that even under such circumstances, what we ought to do is to try and find the opportunities for the future that lie in this situation.
An editorial in Al-Quds Al-Arabi newspaper states that the U.S. strategy to establish puppet regimes in the Southwest and Central Asia, particularly Afghanistan, Iraq, Palestine, and Lebanon, that will fight America's enemies on its behalf, seems to be failing. The most recent example of which was the failure of Abbas to counter Hamas in Gaza. In the largest provinces of Afghanistan, the Taliban are back in control. The only parts of the country which are not under their control are under the control of the allies of Russia and Iran, the Northern Alliance and its Tajik, Uzbek and Hazara warlords. Hamid Karzai, the president of Afghanistan, is unable to leave his presidential palace without the protection of US Special Forces and is now referred to in the press as the mayor of Kabul. In Iraq, in spite of its surge, the US is still no closer to putting down the resistance and cannot even trust the Iraqi army it helped to create and train. Recently, the supposedly secure Green Zone in Baghdad has been attacked by mortar shells and the US death toll continues to mount. Several members of the Maliki government have been attacked and Maliki has been unable to face the challenge posed to him by Muqtada al-Sadr and his militias. Meanwhile, the Lebanese army, which the US has bolstered as a counterweight to Hezbollah, has performed poorly against a few hundred, mostly foreign fighters holed up in Nahr al-Barid refugee camp. While Lebanese Prime Minister Fouad Seniora has recently claimed victory against the shadowy terror group called Fatah al-Islam, many Lebanese are wondering how this event even occurred under Seniora's watch. Also, Hezbollah has managed to weaken the Cedar Revolution and has successfully labeled Seniora as a helpless US puppet collaborator. This week in Gaza, the latest blow has been dealt. All the president's men, Karzai, Maliki, Seniora, and finally Abbas, are in serious trouble. I'm Jamal Dajani for the Mosaic Intelligence Report. To learn more about this program or to share your thoughts, visit us at linktv.org/mosaic.
This program was brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only. Link TV is the only U.S. television network devoted to global and national news, with uncompromising documentaries and diverse cultural programs. Programs which connect you to the world.